Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the monthly sock club. This month we have Aleks Byrd, isn't it exciting? Who did this month's the October monthly sock club pattern. And here it is. You see, she's showing it off already. Yay! Okay, Alex, tell us a bit about yourself. I mean, what do people not know?
What do people not know? Oh gosh, it's been a long spot. I'm a knitwear designer. I trained as a graphic designer and illustrator, originally, and I am Estonian by background. My dad's American, my mum is Canadian and Estonian, and I'm currently talking to you in England, but I will be moving next month to Estonia, and I mostly use in my designs. I am what I like to call a technique knitter, so I love interesting techniques. I still love my stockinette, but I like a little bit of something to keep me engaged. And I use a lot of traditional Estonian knitting techniques, but with a twist, because the traditional stuff, they use very tiny needles, like a 1.25 millimeter needle, which I have done,
Yeah.
don't love. So I do stuff on bigger needles with fun colors and fun different bases of yarns. I think that's a quick snapshot.
Fun.
Yeah.
And Alex, you've just released another book as well. Like I saw in Rhinebeck, you did incredibly well. Everyone loved
I
it.
have it there too.
Very
Yeah.
in Australia who've got theirs. Well done.
Yeah.
I know how mammoth big of a job it is, so well done.
Like, I
Yeah.
do like making books, so it is a mammoth project of I have to keep a secret for what feels like a year, and then I can go like, here's all the stuff, and now I can wear it, and blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. So it is fun.
Yeah.
Once it's out, it's super fun.
Yeah, and I can see a sample of it in the background of one of your.
Sure. These are all the samples because I've been like, we'll just put them on display because they look pretty.
For the backers tomorrow.
I know. Well, no, these are actually traveling with me. So yeah, I'm packing up stuff, but these lovelies are traveling with me. So we will not be parted. So they're my like wardrobe for all the teaching events probably for the next couple months. So yeah.
Well done. I mean, really, well done for getting yourself doing what you're doing. And yeah, it's just fantastic. And it's fantastic. So many people love your technique. So, do you want to tell us a little bit about what your technique's called and what it is? Because I think you brought it into the world for us.
So the main one that I use probably the most is the in Estonian it's pronounced Roosimine or Roosimine, which is an inlay knitting technique, which I did use on the sock club because it wouldn't be right if I didn't not use it.
Exactly.
It
Yeah.
had to be done. So I didn't invent it, but it is a very old Estonian knitting technique. It was forgotten for about 100 years, and there is a woman who is there's the titles of master knitters in Estonia. I am not a master knitter. I know a lot of them. Um, you get the title through the craft association there. It's mostly for traditional knitting, but they do, this is the traditional style on the gloves. I always take these for workshops. I own several pairs. These are knit on the super tiny needles. But it makes basically beautiful, what looks like embroidery or woven while you're knitting. Super easy, super fun.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
always say it's easier than intarsia, and it's very addictive because you're just knitting with your main color and you're kind of weaving your contrast colors as you're knitting. So I use it on all sorts of things. So it's always been done on like gloves and stockings, like knee-high stockings, and we've done it on socks. So it's actually similar in this case of like it's just an intarsia style, so you've got a distinct left and right foot,
Yeah.
um, decorating the outside. These have like some added stuff of the other, what I will say is a famous Estonian stitch. You've got yours, which are these baubles, which are actually used in lace knitting, um, which in Estonian are pronounced nope, or you can say nup. Most of the time you see them in like really lovely lace shawls. A lot of people know Estonian knitting, I would say mostly for lace knitting. Um, I've kind of gone the other route of I do the like what is more traditional, so they go with our folk dresses of like the inlay knitting, the fringe. I've started dabbling in lace, but
But
I'm
it
someone who
wasn't
like
garments traditionally.
no, it was never done on garments. It was always done like this inlay has always been done on gloves. And I'm trying to grab um
I really enjoyed when you did your tour recently with your textile tour group and how you
yeah,
had some of those needles in the museum. It was
I
really
do have the needles on me because I was talking
oh,
to someone on Zoom yesterday and I was like, they're
well,
like, what are the needles like? And I'm like, oh yeah, I have those needles. I hear there. Here are my lovely needles. I have a pair of socks from one of the islands which has color work and twisted traveling stitches. It's been on the needles for like probably 5 years because these
so fine.
needles. So they are a 1.25. Um, they're really long metal double points with sharp tips. It is like wire. I have to be in the right mood to do something on this.
Okay.
So they knit really, really tight. So like that is a hand knit, but it is like super tiny stitches.
So when you
But
get it so tight, you don't,
yeah,
it's just, oh, wow.
there's no give on it. Like there's no stretch. Basically, everything is made to fit.
Yeah.
It is windproof.
Yeah.
So like they don't have any give. So when you can buy gloves. So yeah, I did a tour. Hopefully we'll be doing more of those now I'm moving. You kind of have to try everything on for size because it is a set size. They don't stretch.
And
There
it's
is no blocking helping that. Yeah, it's 100% wool. So they use wool. Mostly it's coming from Norway, but there's a new mill that's opened up in Estonia that they're trying to kind of basically recreate stuff from the museum archives to make like a fully Estonian wool. But yeah, the socks, this is like a modern version of one of the like old socks. So it's like a knee-high sock
yeah,
and just on the outside. Um, so yeah, I did kind of a similar thing. But these are just like shorter socks. And yeah, we have the little bobble stitch from the lace, but these are done in contrasting colors. So
yeah.
you can have like a texture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I really like how you did a pick. I'm assuming it's a picot edge.
It's called a pico edge. I looked it up because I wanted to make something that was inspired by the Waratah flowers. Partly because the inlay technique, there's not a lot known about it, but one of the like theories in Australia is it's based on floral embroidery from an island called Muhu. These are my slippers. Um, these are my little like baby ones. And so I wanted to use like that concept of like the floral, but with an Australian floral because when I came to visit last, the one thing everyone's like, oh, you're gonna find it so different when you come, like, because you're coming from the Northern Hemisphere. And
Yes.
to me, the thing that struck me more was like the colors, the like flowers and
Mhm.
like fauna. It
It is. It's different.
being Canadian, like there is a Commonwealth tie, and I was like, things feel similar, but they're like plants are different, animals are different, colors are a bit brighter. And so I wanted to kind of like bring it's like a fusion of
Yeah,
Australian with like Australian colors and like flora.
yeah, yeah.
So I kind of used the Wartan, so like the top bits are done with the bobble and the contrast. So taking something from lace and like rethinking it, but it gives a nice touch. And then we've got a lovely inlay. The Pico, I wanted something a little different on the calf because I wanted to play with color. So yeah, this is from my like tutorial video, but it's a little easier to see. It's looks like a Pico bind off, but you're actually doing it as a cast on. So it's a folded edge. So kind of like if you did a folded neckband,
Yes.
but you get the bumpy look just with yarn overs.
Mm.
It's and it just gives like a nice little added touch and pulls in like a little something extra. I like a little detail. So just like adding something a little bit and making a highlight of just having that contrasting color. It's like, let's put a little Pico in there.
Yeah.
So I think of my socks and my like any small accessories like a little canvas to play with techniques. It's like a gateway project. So if you're worried about trying something new, it's a small thing to kind of like play
Yeah.
before you get into like a jumper.
And you generally always have stocking net stitch to be able to create, don't you?
Yeah, you can do the inlay on other stitches, but it's always been traditionally done on stockinette. I've done it on color work too, but generally stockinette, it gives you a nice like smooth base
Yeah.
to add that onto.
Yes.
Um, and a little bit of like a mindless knitting. So you've got like the interesting bits, but you've got some mindless with just some stockinette in the round.
Knitting, yeah, very much.
Yeah, a balance.
Tell me, is this your favorite heel?
So I try a lot of different heels. I would say probably yes.
Mhm.
I generally do socks top down on occasion. I
Yes.
do toe up. If I do toe up, it's more because it fits whatever stitch pattern or technique I'm doing, in terms of the direction I go. But usually I do top down. I tend to do this type of heel. It varies. This is slightly based on one heel from one of the Estonian islands where they keep the kind of like rib pattern onto the base,
Oh,
just to give it extra reinforcement. So yeah, you've got it looks like a rib, but it's a slip stitch
yes.
pattern and it carries on to the base of the heel.
What
So
do
you get a little, yeah,
what do you
you
call
get a little extra. I I don't really know. I have to look it up. They don't have like fancy names for
it?
some
I
of
was
this stuff.
wondering,
It's just
yeah.
like this is a slip stitch heel. I
That
think some people have called this one. I don't believe is Eye of Partridge. I think that's if you're completely alternating. Um,
wasn't familiar to me. And I thought, oh,
yeah, it's based. So there is
that's pretty
a
cool.
book on socks, so Estonian socks, which is both in English and Estonian. They have like all the different heels.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a variation on one where you get what looks like a faux rib, but it gives you added reinforcement. So if
Yeah.
you're wearing out, it's got a little extra strength because of that like patterning just on the base.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and it's a nice detail of like the line carries through. I like it just like wraps around. So yeah, it gives it more for reinforcement. And I do find once you get it set up, it's quite easy to see what's a slip stitch and what's not. Because it makes what looks like a rib pattern
Yes. Yeah.
on the flap. So yeah.
Good work. And then you just get it on down here, and then
Yeah.
you, well, what do you call this toe?
I would say to me it's like a classic toe. I don't
Yeah,
like
but there's so many, and
there's a
two
lot.
gotta be.
I mean, it's basically working decreases on both your instep and your
Yeah.
sole. The main ones, I mean, there's this style that I want to try, which does a spiral, but I haven't done it yet. I've seen it in museum
Oh,
archives, so it makes like a spiral point.
so is it
But this one's sort of. But
okay?
I have tried on one that does have that and it does fit. I don't know, it's some weird sorcery with knitting. And I'm like, I like a puzzle, so at some point I will try it. But this is like, in terms of doing it with like a little bit of a contrast, I mean, this is the classic
Yes.
toe that I usually do. Um, your decreases are spaced with essentially like two non
Mm-mm.
decrease stitches.
Yeah.
So you do get your kind of line on
Yes.
either side. I don't think it has a name, but I'm not gonna wager that I'm not gonna name something. I'm pretty sure it
We can't name it because we'll get in
might
trouble.
have a name. I will have to check. Like the heel, I mean, most designers don't like name the techniques. Certain ones have names,
Yes, yeah.
and some things don't have anything creative. They're just like, it's fringe.
Yes, yeah. Everyone's been doing it forever. So
Everyone can like come up with it. Or it's named after the place that the first person who knit it from.
yeah.
Like, we'll just name it after the island. I was like, okay,
Yeah, yeah.
well, I'll jump on board.
So,
So yeah, I would say it's a fairly classic toe.
yeah.
So the only things I would say that are probably new for people are the Pico kind of cuff like cast on, the Nope bobble stitch and the inlay.
Yes.
So just like three things that I would say are new. I mean, the heel flap, it's more just following the pattern and going like, yes, you're gonna make those kind of faux rib. But I would say those are the three techniques I would say generally are
Yes.
probably new for people.
Great.
Um,
I've never used those before, so that's really
yeah,
nice. Good.
yeah, and they're tutorial videos. I mean, I always have like testers who had a lot of fun with it and did for them, a lot of them it was their first time doing stuff
Cool.
that are included in the sock.
Yeah.
All have a great time. So like I think of it, it's a good way of like trying new things. Like socks are a great
Yeah.
place to play.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. No, it's
I
great.
think.
And you can always hide it under your jeans if you're not happy.
Yes, yes,
And
absolutely true.
when you and I were talking about what colors, when you
Yeah.
sent me that image, it didn't surprise me at all because I just immediately went, that's so Alex. It was perfect. I was like, actually, why did I even ask
It's
her,
like I wanted something that's like my colors, but
Yeah.
also like I was kind of like, yeah, this is one of the images. Like I had probably a million photos. I was going, what? I'm gonna go through all the photos I took the last time I was in Australia and just compile.
Yeah.
I was like, I need a rich color and some brights just to like balance.
Yes.
Um, because I knew I wanted these techniques, and I'm like, you want, for me, I'm someone I want a decent amount of contrast because I want, if you're gonna do all these fun techniques, you want to show it off.
Yes.
That's kind of
Yes. Yeah.
my theory for designing. So I wanted like brights and yeah, and you knocked it out of the park. I was excited to make a mood board. I was like, yes, mood board. Yes. I like making a mood board, and then when I got to see the photos, I'm like, so many options. But this just spoke to me immediately, those colors. I went, yeah, it has to be that.
And so then I don't know if you remember, I sent you a whole heap of more photos because it was like, well, there's pink and there's pink and there's pink, there's pink, there's yellow, there's yellow, there's yellow. And so I sent you the photo and it was like, right, score that one, that one, that one. It was like perfect. You know exactly what you want. It made it much easier for me.
I
And
mean, there were options. I did go back and forth. I was like, what if I did a different pink? There's different options. But
yeah,
I went, these three were like, it was too spot on. I kept going, why am I second guessing? No, um, and this is, I would say the kind of rich kind of blue purple is more in my palette, but pink, I have kind of like come into using more pinks than I used to. So I'm like, yeah, let's go bright.
yeah, yeah.
I'm not a neon girl, but like this is kind of like as close to neon. On occasion I use neon, but this is like I like a deep kind of like saturated jewel tone color. So yeah.
And people will be able to, people who are not part of the club, you can access this
Yeah.
wait a minute, mid-November. Um, you know,
I
um,
know the time flies.
yes, you'll be able to access this and be able to make your own pair of socks. What was I going to? Oh, what did you think of the sock base to work?
I love this. So it was my first time using a base like this one. Um and I was keen to try something different. So when you gave me the options, I was like, this is different. Let's try something different. I partly picked it because it has, I think, a little bit more grip to it. So when you do the inlay, because this is always done usually with generally all the traditional stuff. So like these beauties, it's a pure wool, so like no superwash processing, so it's quite grippy. Um, I have done stuff with like superwash stuff, but I thought having that little bit of, if I remember, this has got a bit of mohair in it. Was it?
Yeah,
Yeah. So I thought that'll give it a little bit more grippiness,
yeah,
which will help with the floats. So
yes.
it gives it what I like to call the like fudge factor if the floats are a little bit loose, because that fiber's in there, it'll grip.
And
But
did you
I also
like,
think like
Did you feel that
Yeah,
just so people can see the inside when she talked about
yeah.
float? Not that the floats aren't that long or big, so it's really straightforward.
No, so they're quite small, but it's mostly like you want something like on the outside, even those are
Mm.
small. If you've got a nice grippy yarn, so you want to keep your floats nicely tensioned. You don't want anything that's too loose that might snag, but if you've got a grippy yarn, it will kind of hold. So yeah, I was keen to try the like slight mohair blend to see how it would work, and I quite like knitting with it. It has a nice feel to it.
Yeah,
Um, and I'm excited to kind of wear them a bit more because I
yeah,
think yeah, mohair is gonna like give it a little extra strength in there.
yes, definitely.
Um,
Strong.
kind of like yeah. So I liked it, and it took the colors beautifully.
Yeah, I
So
was because I haven't dyed this base very often. I wasn't sure how to take the colors. And what was really interesting, the I did when I did a batch for the sock club, the purple. I had a batch where the purple just it looked fine. The water was clear, but then
yeah,
when I washed the yarn just to take away the acid and all that, a lot of purple just kept. No matter how many times I cleaned it, the purple just so I tested mine and end up soaking it overnight for 24 hours, and it didn't color my yellow, but I still
yeah,
left a note with everyone and said just don't when you're blocking, just or if you're not steam blocking, um,
yeah,
just only do it for as long as you need to, just to reduce the chance of the
yeah,
catching. But as you can see, the color's all fine, but still when
yeah.
things
Mine are fine.
it's like
I think it's the curse of some dark colors. Like I know that's the case, and like people can always chuck in like a color catcher,
mm,
um,
true.
in when they're blocking. I mean, mine have been fine.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, so I thought, yeah, that was just like because I'm a
it's
bit
a challenge. It's a challenge because yeah, it's hard. I think dark colors. I mean, I don't know. I have done very little dyeing. But I think dark colors are probably really hard to just dye in terms of getting like the same color and consistency and then like not having the bleeding factor. So
yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, just had a batch that did that, and I thought, anyway, I said for those of you who's did do that, it means you're special if you got that yarn.
You have the very special like first batch.
Why? I don't know, but let's just keep rolling with it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Someone
It'll all be
the
fine.
dye god that just had to go at you.
It happens. I feel like, especially if it's like a getting the base and the colors to kind of like match up.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
I have been happy. I mean, I don't if I had an early batch, but mine have done perfectly fine.
Yeah.
So
We covered everything. Woohoo, go us! Got 10 left, so we're doing great. I guess I should say I'm so, so grateful that you did this, Alex. It really, because I know you, you're incredibly busy and you're not only traveling a lot, but you're teaching a lot. And when I sent that email to you and you just said, yes, I'd love to do it. I really was very, very chuffed. It was really nice. So thank you for doing that because, yeah, it was great. Thank you. The
I
long,
had so much
fuzzy.
fun. It was a fun thing for me because just to kind of help in the process of like picking colors. I love picking colors. I worked in a yarn shop for a bit, and
Yes.
that was super fun. And I think having a project where I could collaborate from start to finish was super exciting. So I jumped at the chance and I was like, oh, I can like play with something and like work with you on colors. And I felt like I wanted to do something to kind of commemorate the first time I've come. I will come
Yeah.
back to Australia. It's on the list. I have to come back. I loved it so much. But a way of kind of like working with you and doing something that's like really fun as like something to remember things by. And yeah, I loved it. So it was a great surprise in my inbox to be like, do you want to do something? I was like, yes.
And
So I jumped at the chance.
easy to work with, and you communicated really well, and it was such a pleasure. Yeah. Um, so yeah, thank you very, very much.
Thank you,
I
Sarah.
hope
I'm
packing.
sure we'll be doing more things together.
I would really, really love that. Yeah, I would really love that. I hope packing goes well tomorrow, and
Fun.
I hope, everything's as smooth as possible.
Yeah.
Traveling, I'm not traveling, but packing. Um,
Yeah.
and when you get home, your new home, you're feeling,
Yeah.
excited about going back to your home and
Yeah.
enjoying quiet Christmas and everything.
Yeah. It will be good. It'll be good. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm one of your
don't
authors. I don't say much, but oh, look, oh.
no, I'm excited. It's the start of a new chapter, but I'm really excited and like new things to come. But it'll be nice to settle and like rearrange my stash. So that will be exciting. So yeah.
The de-stash thing.
Yeah, I did a bit of destashing, so that was good. But yeah, I feel like I have an opportunity to like redisplay or
Yeah,
think about display. So that's kind of exciting.
yeah,
Um, yeah, and like setting up a new studio space. So that's fun.
yeah,
This is the fun bits, and I'm like getting stuck in on new projects and things.
yeah.
So yeah.
Will you take care of yourself?
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you so, so much.
Thank you for inviting me to be part of the sock club. I really, really loved the process.
Yeah. You take care. Thank you.
Thank you.
You. Bye.
Hi, Sarah.
Oh, it's so good to see you. Oh my gosh.
Thinking, oh, it's been too long. I want to come back. And I didn't come to Tasmania. And I'm like, I need to come.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah, with everything that's going on, moving and line
yeah,
bear.
it's a bit chaos. And then, like, things will settle a little bit more.
Oh,
So,
will
yeah.
they?
It, to a degree. To a degree. I have to come visit you in Tasmania. So,
Yeah.
that we can start. I have all my stuff ready.
But
It'll
I've got,
be fine. It'll be fine.
yeah, it will be. Okay.